Good evening. Good evening. Listen. Oh, let me start again. Sorry. Five, four, three, two, one. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It is your girl Elisha coming to you for another live Tuesday night live tips for Tuesday. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? I'm excited to bring you yet another tip for Tuesday in this good old month of April. We have been breaking it down. I'm excited. This is the last Tuesday of the month, and so this is going to conclude our series on low cost ways to market your products and services. Okay. So if you've been with us all month long, our first week we talked about Craigslist ads. Week week two, we talked about email marketing, both official and unofficial, I called it. Week number three, which was last week, we talked about blogging and vlogging. And week number four, which is tonight's show, and I'm glad to bring this to you. Week number four, we're going to talk about networking. How about that? Networking. What do you know about networking? Okay. So, our tips for tonight are we are going to be discussing networking. All right. So, um, this once again is a low cost way to get information out about your products and services. I don't know about you, but I will have to say networking will do wonders for yourself and your business. I'm just going to be honest, because a lot of times you know how you hear the saying, it's not what you know, it's not who you know. And who you know comes from communication, it's come from meeting, it comes from connecting, you know. And in life, I mean, we're it's just full of connections. Um, from in if I had to be specific about my own journey in photography and some of the things that I've done, I have great networks. I have been in great networks, and those networks and those folks and those people can introduce you to people that you didn't think that you were ever going to meet, or I ain't gonna say that. Not ever gonna meet. It will introduce you to situations, people, and different things like that. And next thing you know, you are introduced to all these different things and opportunities. So let's get into it. All right. So we have five tips for you tonight, or five key points we want to talk about. Okay. And so our first point in networking is that networking builds visibility and trust. Okay. So people like to do excuse me. People like to do business with those people who they like, know, and trust. So when you're showing up consistently and when you're talking about what you do, you begin to build those real connections and you stay on top of mind of those who want to want to do business with you. Okay. So again, people they'll like, know, and trust with you. So you want to build that thing with you. If I said that right. Also, meeting people in in person. Okay, I'm not gonna go off task. Let me stay on my note. Let me stay on my notes. Okay. Number two, use free and low cost events to make connections. Okay. Listen, platforms like Eventbrite and AllEvents.com, you can find all kinds of networking events that you may be interested in attending. See, because once you start attending these different events, you start meeting these different people and you start learning. They might have services or products that you're looking for. You might have products and services that they're looking for and stuff like that. So it's vice versa, you know? So don't sleep on networking at all. Don't sleep on networking. If you're trying to figure out, oh, how do I get the word out and everything like that, look up some of your local events that are going on right now. And like I just gave you two resources, Eventbrite and AllEvents.com. You find wherever city you're located in, look up that city, find out what's going on. Find out what's going on. And a lot of times, even on Eventbrite and everything like that, you can find in-person events as well as online events. You know, you can network online as well. And we'll get into that. Okay. We'll get into that. All right. So number 3. Oh, well, let me finish up number 2. Um, you can show up to those particular events and make sure you bring in your business cards, or now we have digital electronic cards and everything like that, so that you can build those relationships. Tip number 3, point number 3, don't sleep, like I just told you about online networking. You can connect with people virtually, okay? You can join some Facebook groups, you can join some LinkedIn groups that are related to your industry and connect, okay? Participate in Zoom network calls or webinars. That's a way to connect with people. There are people, sometimes you're sitting on webinars. I mean, I don't want to keep digressing back to what I've done and my experiences, stuff like that, but this whole subject matter has been based on the experiences I've had, you know? Anyway, you'll meet people, conferences, webinars, okay? Also, engage with people's content. If you're online, engage with people's content, show interest. That is a way of exchanging information, and that's a way of communication, and that is a way of networking. Okay? Start up conversations. Okay? Also, commenting often keeps you in the front of audiences. Okay? So people, if you're commenting, if you're online and you're that type of person, people always they'll see you coming up. It's a way of, it's a form of consistency. Okay? All right. So number 4, our talking point number 4 is social media equals social networking. Come on now. They call it the social networks. Okay? So you're online socially, you can use Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, not just to post, but you can engage. I just talked about that, engaging with people's content. Engaging with people's content is a form of networking. Okay? Replying to comments, DMing someone, share someone else's content and tagging them. That is networking. That is networking. Not being a nuisance, but that is networking, exchanging, showing value, showing appreciation of that content. These actions, if done good and done long enough, I'm telling you, it will establish some real connections for you. All right. And tip number 5 is be genuine. Not a salesy thing going on. Don't show up to networking events and stuff like that because you're so busy feeling like somebody wants to buy your product or different things like that. It really doesn't work like that. Don't go up there. Be who you are. Genuinely connect with people. Genuinely meet and greet and stuff and find, don't just go up there trying to sell somebody something. People might not want what you buying. What you selling? Excuse me. They might not be buying what you selling. But show up because you want to expand your network. That's the reason for networking. You don't know who the next man knows, who knows the next man, and they might need what you have. That's how this thing works. You hear all the time about, how did you hear, when somebody sells a product, and this happens to me all the time. I'll be like, how did you hear about me? Or they'll write to me, they'll email to me, and they'll be like, oh, so and so referred you. So and so? Oh, I ain't talking to them in a long time. It doesn't mean that you're not on their mind. You come first, top of mind to people. When you show up, you be genuine and you connect with people. I'm telling you, your network can build your net worth. Okay? It's all in who you know. All right. So once again, I'll just go through these points again on networking, okay? Because I'm telling you, do not sleep on networking. You know, start making that a part of your process, making it a part of what you do, okay? Find some networking events to attend, okay? And meet some people. Get out and meet some people. Don't be afraid. Use some of these low cost tips to build your brand, build your products, get the word out there. It's not going to take much but some time. And you definitely want to build that network. Because a lot of times, even when I'm doing things, I always think about when I'm talking to somebody, if somebody's like, oh, do you know somebody who does this? Or do you know somebody who does that? A lot of times I always think to myself, let me see who I know in my network. Why? Because I've built a network of people that I know in different industries that do different things. So it's almost like your little personal business pages or black book. Let me find out who I know and I'll connect you with them. Okay? So listen, number 4, tips for Tuesday today, the 4th week, we are talking about networking. So number 1, networking builds, listen, visibility and trust. Okay? People like to do business with people who they like, know, and trust. Show up and be yourself. Okay? Number 2, use low cost events to make connections. Listen, get on your local classifieds, get on your Eventbrites and different things like that. Listen, find some low cost events to go to. Some after 5 networking events. A lot of times people always have that cocktail hour, something of that nature after work. You know, all right. Low cost. Get on Eventbrite. Find some networking events that you can attend. Number 3, don't sleep on online networking. Listen, there's people all over the world that you can connect with online. Join Facebook, LinkedIn. Get on out there and start meeting people. Start connecting. All right. Number 4, social media equals social networking. We just talked about that. Use Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Use these social networks and network. Okay. And number 5, be genuine, not salesy. Not, oh, you want to buy this? Mm-mm. Be genuine, who you are. Show up as who you are. Introduce yourself. You know, one of the key things I always say, what do you do? So I learn about what other people do, and it's just interesting. People have a lot of great businesses out here, and you'll find that out once you get out there and start networking. Okay, so I'm your girl Elisha coming to you for another Tuesday Night Live Tips for Tuesday. I'm so thankful that you've joined us this month on our series of low cost ways to market your products and services. I have been happy to share the information for these tips, and I hope that they have been beneficial to you. I hope they are beneficial to you. If you haven't checked out the previous videos, check them out. We have some more tools and tips and stuff coming at you. So y'all just stay tuned in um to um to our tips for Tuesday, showing up online. We're thankful that you are a part of what we do. Also, listen, if you're looking to manifest the life of your dreams, make sure to check out our manifestation guide. It is available in our online store. It is the manifestation guide. Listen, you got goals, you got dreams, and you ready to manifest all the greatness in your life? Check it out. Download you a copy today. I believe it's only $1.99, and you can get the planet in the life of your dreams tonight. Okay? All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. And as always, there's more to come. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye.